Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day. Today I wanted to talk to you about the main antagonist of Dragon Ball Super, Superhero. Again, as I have done a lot with you lately. As we know, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 are not going to be the final antagonists of this movie. People including myself have discussed the possibilities of Cell, Android 21, and even Super Android 17 being the final villain of the movie. The glaring omission that may disappoint some people, however, is there is a distinct lack of people talking about the most obvious main villain antagonist we may have, Gamma 3. But I want to talk to you about why that might not be the worst case scenario. And no, don't worry, I'm not about to say because we could get this. What I'm trying to say is that it might not be the worst thing we could get. It could be for the best. It might actually be better than us getting Cell or Android 21, etc. But after this video, please let me know whether you want it to be a new bad guy, or if you want it to be an old returning one in the comments section down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and reasons behind your hopes, because I really want to know if you think it would be a good idea that Cell comes back and why you think it's a good idea, or whether you'd actually just prefer it if it would be like a new bad guy with a completely new story, because I know which one I'm kind of hoping for. With the sad news that Dragon Ball Super Superhero movie has been delayed, until when, we still don't know for sure, but I can't imagine it's going to be much later than the original release date of April 22nd. The staff at Toei are apparently going to make use of this time by cleaning up the visuals of the movie even more, to make it as good as can be. And in fairness, the visuals have improved greatly since the first teaser we saw of Goku fighting on top of the movie logo, so I'm excited to see how it could end up looking. Of course, though, at heart I still do wish that the movie was hand-drawn and not computer generated, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. But I'm hopeful for how good the movie could end up looking, with even more time put into it, until its official Japanese theatrical release anyway. I want to address something that I've seen some people saying. I've really read this on Twitter and on YouTube, but some people have suggested that Toei and Toriyama might have been using this time of the delay to change the bad guy of the film. Come on, that's just silly. Whoever the bad guy is in this film, there's a good chance that the film was put together because they wanted to tell the story and showcase this particular bad guy. They're not going to change it a month before its original release date. But if the bad guy isn't Cell, or it's not Android 21, or it's not something related to the Red Ribbon Army, it would be a bit of a strange idea to have them revived for this particular film. Given that the subplot of this movie is about the Red Ribbon Army, there's absolutely no chance the bad guy will be unrelated to the Red Ribbon Army in any way. So the people speculating it could be Omega Shenron or something, yes, those people exist, it's absolutely not going to be the case. It's not going to be Omega Shenron or something along those lines. They're going to need to be related to the Red Ribbon Army. Dragon Ball Online revived the Red Ribbon Army, which had character designs and certain ideas supplied by Toriyama himself. But even back in Dragon Ball Online, the revival of the Red Ribbon Army centered around reviving old bad guys to do with the Red Ribbon Army having new upgrades. Toriyama has clearly been intending to revive the Red Ribbon Army for quite some time, and with Toei being the fan service and nostalgia suppliers that they are, there's a very good chance this means we will get Cell revived or something of that ilk in the movie. However, let's not forget that Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 have the Red Ribbon insignia on their left arms. You don't have to bring an old antagonist back from the Red Ribbon's past for this plot to work. Since the very beginning of the reveal of Toriyama's designs for Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, it's been assumed that they were probably not the final antagonists, and that they'd likely merge or be absorbed or something along those lines at some point in the film. Generally speaking, that's a pretty fair conclusion to come to. Dragon Ball has rarely had two antagonists last until the final part of the arc without fusing or being absorbed, or dying, etc. Whether it's 19 and 20, 17 and 18, Babidi and Boo, Goku Black and Zamasu, Toppo and Jiren, it usually always comes down to one antagonist. So the logical conclusion here, if you are to assume that Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 would merge, is to become Gamma 3. It might seem a little straightforward, but Dragon Ball does sometimes go the plain route rather than the scenic route. But would that really be that bad? Sure, of course you get the initial disappointment that, oh, my favourite bad guy didn't come back. But it also means that they can't be ruined with some poorly thought out retcons and weird plot reasons for them to return and to become stronger. After that you get the fun of a completely new character being introduced. Realistically, for Dragon Ball to move forward, it does have to stop going backwards. Nostalgia is really good in small doses, but if it goes overboard, then it just starts to feel like a hollow attempt at fan service. And look how well that worked out for Dragon Ball Heroes, the anime of course, which is 90% fan service and it makes virtually no sense whatsoever, so is that really what you want? Gamma 3's introduction could make for a very cool bad guy with the techniques we haven't seen in a long time. Or ever for that matter. I've drawn my concept art of Gamma 3 to be bigger rather than slender, and have forearms like Tenshinhan's technique from Dragon Ball. Really wish we had seen that more than once. Which is a nice underutilized throwback. With the implementation of fighting Gohan and Piccolo at the same time, it could make for a really cool fight. I figure he could have all 4 arms after the merge of Gamma 1 and 2, taking all 4 of their available arms, and then have thrown the purple in there for the colour scheme of him, with the idea of their blue and red colour scheme going together to make a purpley grapey kind of colour. The trouble here with the story reintroducing an old villain like Cell, for instance, is if he starts to do too many new moves or display power he couldn't do previously, well then he may as well just be a completely new character. Whereas if they go with Gamma 3 instead of Cell, Gamma 3 could have similar moves to Cell and perhaps he was made from Cell's blueprints. But rather than needing to absorb Android 17 and 18, or whatever is in that pod could be the final bio part of the android required to make the perfect Gamma android. This could be a similar storyline in the way of having Cell, quote unquote, come back at the same time as not having him come back. If this forms like Gamma Cell, for instance. He might have a similar appearance to that of Cell, but possibly with Gamma 1 and 2's colour scheme. He wouldn't have the personality nor the memories of Cell from Z. And if he's not going to have the same memories or personality as the original Cell, then honestly, what's the point in bringing him back? At this point, I think I'd personally just rather have a new bad guy, like Gamma 3, that reminds Gohan and Piccolo of their fights with Cell. This could force Gohan and Piccolo to have to think back to their respective fights with Cell, because of course they both fought Cell one-on-one, whilst trying to think up a battle strategy. I think this is honestly a much better way of getting Cell nostalgia into the movie rather than having Cell actually make a physical appearance. So in whatever way it ends up happening, I certainly see references to the fight with Cell coming up, and perhaps even the fight with Boo. I've mentioned this before, but the similarities between Boo's ball and Dr. Hero's mechanical ball are obvious. And given Gohan was actually the only member of the Dragon Team to see Boo's ball, not counting Supreme Kai as a member of the Dragon Team, it's a clear reason for him to get some flashbacks to Boo's magic ball being blasted by his Kamehameha. So overall, do you guys hope it's a new bad guy in the form of something like Gamma 3? Or do you hope it's a returning bad guy from Dragon Ball Z and or outside materials such as Android 21 or Super 17? And if so, why? I'm really curious to find out everyone's opinions, so please let me know in the comments section down below. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video and maybe it's given you something to think about. But remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content from WKKanji. And until we meet again, bye!